Hey Dragon Slayers. So today's video is about the food pyramid is scheming to destroy your health, part 2. Let's dig into some of the research. If you want to understand how an agency like the USDA runs, then just Google food pyramid history. You will read how big food and big agriculture got the final say in these guidelines. You will also learn how these corporation giants got to make drastic changes to the food pyramid guidelines before those guidelines were published. For example, the big food and big agriculture companies got to proofread and change some of the guidelines after nutrition scientists had finished with them, but before the public got a chance to see the original guidelines. Keep searching the internet and you will find that you have just as much trouble as Dr. Berry did finding any research that proves that the food pyramid or the MyPlate system does anything positive for your health. Good luck with your search, and don't be too disappointed with your government and big food. You might have done the same thing had you been in their shoes. So the key takeaway message to all of this is that the USDA food pyramid and MyPlate guidelines repeat many medical lies. This pyramid of disease encourages you to eat more starches, more dairy, less fat, fewer vegetables, and less meat than you should. The amount of grains, which are breads, crackers, pastas, cereals, and so on, recommended is ridiculous. And the amount of low-fat dairy recommended is also worrisome. As you would expect, healthy fats and salts are demonized. Low-fat and fat-free dairy is pushed as the healthiest choice, whereas healthy fats are lumped in with unhealthy fats and vegetable oils. You should now be asking, why would my government publish this sort of thing if it wasn't correct and helpful? Well, that's a very good question. The answer might surprise or even sicken you. Or both. When the USDA was designing the food pyramid, it initially recommended 5 servings of grains and 5 to 9 servings of fruit daily. The pyramid was originally designed by nutrition experts who knew a thing or two about human nutrition. However, as the government is prone to do, it let big food and big agriculture take a look at the suggested food pyramid guidelines before publication. In the end, the government allowed profit-driven corporations to make changes that made the guidelines more acceptable from the point of view of the corporations, their board of directors, and their future profits. When the proposed food pyramid came back from the corporations, it had been violated to protect their profits. So, the guidelines thereafter recommended 6 to 11 servings of grains, up from the original 5, and only 2 to 3 servings of fruit, down from the 5 to 9, originally daily. Dairy had gotten a section all of its own, as if it were a necessary food category for all humans to consume, even though 80% of the people on the planet are unable to consume dairy. Also, processed and junk foods were lumped in with natural whole foods in the guideline section. The agency that most people assume is watching over their food and their health had basically made an embarrassing and worrisome sellout. This is another story that you can search for your own. For most of our species' existence on this planet, we have been hunter-gatherers and or nomads. We never raised or ate grains in any meaningful amounts. The grains we grew and ate barely resembled the big agricultural wheat of today. Our ancestors always ate the highest fat part of their meals first. If one of our ancestors had requested something low fat, he would probably have been stoned to death for such stupidity. So, that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.